it doesn't take that long to learn how to be an effective competitive negotiator, because the tactics, frankly, are fairly simple, and many of them are fairly obvious. The first type of tactics we're going to look at are offensive tactics. And offensive tactics are fundamentally designed to get the other side to make accommodations or concessions as they come off their positions. They're demanding that the project be done in 4 weeks, and we're trying to get 2 more weeks. They're demanding a 10% price reduction. We're trying to hold the line on the price reduction to 5%. Offensive tactics are going to get them to move on their numbers. Number one offensive tactic to get the other side to move is to ask. We need some help on this deal. This deal is not going to be acceptable. We can't run the numbers and make this thing make sense. We need 2 more %. One thing about it, if you don't ask, do they ever call you up and offer you more money? Well, they actually do, but then the alarm goes off and you have to get up and go to work that day, right? So they're never going to offer if you don't ask. Number 2, use movement on your bargaining chip issues to try and get help on your blues. We'll do it faster. We'll give you more free merchandise. We'll give you more merchandising, marketing support if we can get some assistance on the price side of the equation. And number 3 is a very powerful tactic, particularly when you sense the other side of the table is wearing down. The other side of the table, even when the other side of the table is competing, they may not be enjoying the process that much. If you ever catch them looking at their watch, what do you know? And by the way, fundamentally, you cannot look at your watch at the negotiation table and have the other side not know it. That's why I always, when I'm sitting there at a table and I'm talking with somebody, I always put my watch down right next to my notes so I can see it. But if they glance like this, I'm making the same move every time. Jim, you're not where you started out. We're not where we started out. We've worked real hard to try and reach an agreement. We have a very fair proposal on the table. Let's wrap this thing up and move on. We've been meeting on this thing for 4 months. You got to be kidding me. This is a fair deal. Let's move on to the bigger issues that we have to put in play. Question the rationale, logic behind their issues on some of their blue chip issues. They've been telling you for years that service is the most important thing, right? And now, to secure a price reduction, what are they saying they don't value that you provide anymore? We just don't value your services anymore. By the way, fundamentally, let me warn you of this. Any service you give your customer for free, they will not value. Because if you're not going to put a number on it, why in the devil would they? Okay, so you're saying, give me the skinny, but you know you need the additional services. You know you need the additional maintenance. Number 5, vague promises of future help if you'll meet my needs right now. By the way, you may not want to use any of these offensive tactics. You still need to know them. You know why you need to know them? Somebody might use them on you. How many of you grew up watching Popeye the Sailor Man cartoons? I love Popeye the Sailor Man cartoons. I had a thing for olive oil for a long, long time. Okay? This, number 5, is all about one character in the Popeye cartoons. Remember who he was? Wimpy. What was Wimpy's only known line? I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today. Did you see that dude eat a lot of hamburgers? Did you ever see his wallet? Did he ever bring that wallet out? Now, I like the idea of future promises. There's only one word I don't like up here. Vague. You're saying, hey, you help us out on the primary supply line, and next year we're going to give you a peek at the big items. You know what their version of a peek at the big items is going to be next year? Huh? Big items. Could I see that just one more time? Sure. Yeah, here's the big ones. Okay? Let's get specific. You mean you're not happy with the supplier of the hardware? Oh, well then, is the hardware in play this year? Then let's go ahead and take a look at it. I'm just not going to play vague. I want specifics. Oldest trick in the book. Oldest offensive trick. Good guy, bad guy. Good cop, bad cop. How many of you have seen this in a car dealership? Okay? Of course, the good guy is and the bad guy is a figment of your imagination. He or she is not even there today. And it always plays out the same way. Well, what can you really do? Well, I could go to here. Okay, I'll take it down to my manager. And then they come back and they flop themselves down. If they don't want me to sell cars here, I don't know why they hire me to sell cars here. I just can't get this deal done at this. You're doing okay over at your company, aren't you? I mean, can't you come up with another 50 bucks? Good guy, bad guy is all designed to get you believe there's a good guy and to tell that good guy information you should never share with the other side of the table. So that's an old ploy. Nibbling is another competitive negotiation tactic that can be very, very effective. Now, I never ever recommend that you nibble when you collaborate, but I highly recommend you try a nibble when you compete. And here's how nibbling works. We get the deal done. Shake hand? Okay? Now, at this stage of the game, we've been working on this thing. We just got the deal done. Your body's going to kick in something that's very damaging to you. It's called endorphins. It makes you stupid. Okay? So we're sitting right here, and you've cut me back from 8 locations to 6 locations where you're going to try my product, and I'm going to nibble. What's your first name? Frank.
Call that.
Good negotiation, tough negotiation. We knew that when we come over here it was going to be tough. I'm telling you, though, and we're going to do a great job for the locations that we do. I'm telling you, there's one thing that just concerns me. You know, we're back now to just 6 locations, and I'm not sure that's going to be an adequate trial. Let's consider moving it up to a 7th location, because that right there would give this product a real chance to show you what it can do.
Cut your price in half.
See, he came right back. It's amazing how frequently the other side of the table will say, yeah, we could give you 7. Yeah, we'll give you 7 locations. Now, the interesting thing about nibbling, I really don't care whether he says yes or no. If he says no, cut your price in half, what have I just learned? This is a pretty good deal. He has no more room to give. And if I go back to my sales manager and have the discussion with my sales manager, and she says, how many locations did you get? 6. Oh, you could have gotten 7. I know you could have gotten 7. You know, I said, yeah, I thought the same thing myself, you know. But I tried to nibble back a 7th, and there wasn't a 7th there to be had.
No room.
You're just checking the deal. In Memphis, we like to say you nibble just to see if there's any chicken left on that bone.